Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first offline segment we have done in a while on this channel. I thought there's not a whole lot of sports news going on today. So let's take a look at the AP Top 25 preseason poll, the first poll of the year. We are inching closer to college football season, just a few weeks away. We're so close there, everybody. We're in poll season now. We're in scrimmage season. Everything is going on. But let's start looking at the AP Top 25 to the surprise of usually nobody. Alabama, the number one team in the country, the runner-up from last year. No shocker that the Crimson Tide are number one. You look at number two, Ohio State at number two. The Buckeyes, a preseason favorite, not only to win the Big Ten for most people, but also a favorite for the national championship game as well, and the playoff for a lot of people, maybe even favorites for the national champion for a lot of people. Number three, the actual defending national champion, the Georgia Bulldogs, and this is what we expected to see. Nearly everybody has their 1, 2, 3 as some combination of Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia. But as we see in 4 through 10, it is a bit different. We look at it starting with the Clemson Tigers at number 4. Dabo Swinney's team, once again, going to have a good defense, we expect. No Brent Venables, a defensive coordinator now, though, and no Tony Elliott as offensive coordinator for the Tigers, but they still have the number 4 spot. Notre Dame with the number 5 spot. Remember, they have a big Week 1 matchup at Ohio State. Going to be a top 5 matchup between the Fighting Irish and the Buckeyes there. At number 6 is Texas A&M. They make the biggest technical jump. They finished last year's poll unranked. They're back at number 6 in preseason. Can the Aggies put together another solid year? We'll have to see. Utah at number 7. We already have a little bit of money going around. Kyle Whittingham getting a $15,000 bonus for getting the Utes into the top 25 to start the season. The Utes looking at a playoff run, and this is going to be a big year for Utah. They have all the pieces. They have everything put together. Can the Utes make a run for the national title or even just the playoff? At number 8, the Michigan Wolverines, coming off a great season last year, winning the Big Ten, getting to the Orange Bowl against the defending national champion in Georgia. We'll see what the Wolverines can do this season. Moving on to number 9, it's Oklahoma. Oklahoma has had one of the most interesting off seasons they've had in a long time. Lincoln Riley leaves, you lose Caleb Williams, you lose a lot of key players, but you gain a lot as well, and people still believe in Oklahoma. They have them at number 9, even with all of the changes, and at number 10, you have the defending Big 12 champion in Baylor, also Sugar Bowl winners of last year. Dave Aranda returns. Not a whole lot of starters, but still a lot of great players, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Bears can do. The other interesting note here is 4 through 10 are almost all a coin flip. You can mix and match any of these teams. There's not a whole lot of separation. You can see there is points-wise, but looking between 4 through 8, just a difference here of 89 points. Not a big difference. A little bit of a gap from Michigan to Oklahoma, but other than that, AP poll, like most people, believe 4 through 8 there. Clemson, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Utah, and Michigan. That is going to be a tight group to try to break into that 4 seed there. As we move down into 11 through 17, Oregon number 11, Ducks trying to get another good year. They have a great opportunity in the Pac-12 once again, but they're going to have to get through maybe Utah, maybe USC. We'll have to see for the Ducks. Number 12, Oklahoma State, so that marks 3 Big 12 teams in the top 12 of the AP poll. Cowboys looking to put together another great season. At number 13, we have NC State. Devin Leary trying to lead the Wolfpacks to a great season, a good defense. We've talked about them before on this show. And at number 14, you have USC. The Trojans have the transfer portal all-time team, if you could think of one. Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, Jordan Addison, Travis Dye. They have all the offensive pieces. Can they put it together completely? We'll have to see. But if you ask the voters, they think USC has a great shot at it, and I do too. Michigan State, number 15, the Spartans looking to have a great season as well. They do lose Kenneth Walker, but still have a few returning pieces as they will fight for that Big Ten East title. At number 16, we have a team that I know I'm high on, Miami this year. The Canes with, the return of Van Dyke at their quarterback, they have a possibility to be really good, folks. I really do believe in this Miami team. Not that they're going to go out and win the ACC or anything, but don't be surprised if they're a 10-win team this year at all. At number 17, we have Pittsburgh. The Panthers also looking to make some noise. A little bit of a fall from where they were in the final AP poll, but the Panthers are still on the prowl as they will be fighting just as hard in that ACC title race. As we move on, trying to get to some of these final teams here, Wisconsin is number 18. The Badgers jumping up from the unranked all the way in. We've heard that their passing game might be better this year. They're always good on defense, and they always have a strong running game. Can the Badgers win the Big Ten West? It might be their year. We'll see what Iowa, Minnesota, and maybe, who knows, maybe even a Nebraska could say about that. Arkansas, you look at number 19, they're another team that I truly do believe in. These next three, all from the SEC, I do. With KJ Jefferson and that insane receiving core Arkansas has, they have great talent at those positions that you have to have to win these games in the SEC. Same goes for Kentucky. You've got Will Levis. You've got Chris Rodriguez Jr. At running back, Kentucky's got great offensive weapons as well. And Ole Miss at number 21. They've got Jackson Dart as their transfer quarterback that has been brought in. All three of those teams have a great amount of talent, both offensively and defensively, and I expect them to all do really well in the SEC this year and nationally. At Wake Forest, we have number 22. This is going to be an interesting year now for Wake Forest with Sam Hartman being out at quarterback for a while. I'm interested to see how the Demon Deacons go through with this. This is going to be a brutal start. Anytime you lose your quarterback, it's going to be brutal. That's just a matter of fact. But if Wake Forest can get through these first few games without him, they still have a possibility to make some noise in this ACC race. You look at Cincinnati representing the American, the first group of 5 to ever make the playoff. They're rewarded with not a whole lot, to be honest. The number 23 ranking in this first AP poll. Can Desmond Ridder and the Bearcats do it again? We'll have to find out and see. I think they'll be pretty good still this year with you look at what they've got. And number 24, you have Houston, once again, another good team out of the American. Those are your two teams if you're following the American this year. That is more than likely going to be your conference championship game. Two great teams that if they can put the right resume together, I know Cincinnati starts week 1 with Arkansas, so they have the talent again and they have the schedule again. Maybe they can make another run at a New Year's 6 game, and who knows, if you get enough chaos, any given Saturday you can make it to that playoff. And the final team to talk about, I know if you've watched our college football preview show, if you've not, link will be in the description below. I know Tyler was high on BYU. They're in here at number 25. The Cougars have a good schedule. They have a favorable schedule this year. They have enough tough opponents on it to get a shot at the playoff if they can run the table. But this is going to be a tough BYU team for everybody to face. And then looking at some of these teams receiving votes, Tennessee, Texas, Iowa, Penn State, and LSU are your first 5 out. It's going to be a brutal year in college football, as it always is for a lot of these teams trying to get in. It's going to be a tough year, really in that 4 through 10 spot, I think. That is my main area to look at, I would say. This race right here for the 4 spot. Clemson, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Utah, Michigan, Oklahoma, Baylor. If you want to go ahead and throw USC, NC State, Oklahoma State, Miami maybe even into that list, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee if you want to throw them in, Texas if you really believe in them. There's going to be a lot of teams fighting for that 4 spot. The top 3 we pretty much know. Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia are going to be the 3 best teams in college football, barring something crazy happening. But other than that, it is going to be another fun year in college football. Well, as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one, everybody.